The arena's translator chimed brightly, the instruction scrolling across the holowall. Improvise a weapon. The time limit, just 60 seconds. A wave of amusement rippled through the crowd of cadets, a diverse group of species with claws, mandibles, and crystalline limbs. These improvisation trials always favored natural predators, species born with weapons built into their very bodies. Humans, historically, did not do well. But on the sand below, Lieutenant Mara Ortiz stood alone. Helmet tucked under one arm, her eyes scanned the arena. She wasn't panicked, not calculating in the way everyone expected. She was just curious. Behind reinforced glass, the judges watched. One leaned toward the microphone, his tone smug. "Cadet Ortiz," he announced, "you may begin scavenging." A buzzer blared. Mara sprinted, but not toward the obvious scrap piles or the broken training blades everyone else went for. No, she headed straight for the maintenance wall. Her boots skidded as she dropped to her knee, yanked open a yellow service panel, and ripped free a pressure hose. 12 seconds later, the distinct smell of fuel filled the air. "Is she cheating?" one judge muttered. "No external weapons are allowed," another replied, peering at the video feed. "But internal infrastructure is fair game. She's within regulations." Mara was already moving again. She snapped the hose onto a portable torch canister she'd kicked over mid-run, tore off the safety cap with her teeth, and grabbed a spark striker from the same panel. She stood. The translator hesitated, struggling to find the right word. A warning began to form on the screen, combustion, but it was too late. Mara squeezed the trigger. Fire roared out in a brilliant tongue, white-hot at its core, arcing 10 meters before fading into shimmering heat waves. The entire arena went silent, except for the low, predatory hum of ignited fuel. 12 seconds. That's all it took. The countdown clock still read 48 seconds remaining. Mara rolled her shoulder, adjusted her aim, and swept the flame across a line of practice drones. Their armor, rated against plasma and kinetic impacts, began to glow, then blackened, and finally collapsed inward like melting wax. One exploded, 2 more simply fell inert. She released the trigger. Silence. Then, the crowd erupted. Chiton clicked an alarm. Feathers flared. One amphibious cadet fainted outright. The translator finally found the word it was looking for, announcing it far too late. Flamethrower. Mara turned the rig off and set it gently on the sand. She raised both hands, palms open. "Improvised," she said calmly. "Non-permanent installation. No external components." The judges just stared. One finally cleared his throat. "Cadet Ortiz, explain." She just shrugged. "Pressurized fuel source, ignition, directional control. Humanity figured this out before we even figured out rockets. Fire's a tool, a tool," the judge repeated weakly. "Yeah," Mara said. "Also a language." The next challenge began immediately. Engage, hostile target. A shielded combat automaton, taller than a dropship hatch, rose from the sand. Its reflective alloy armor was designed to scatter energy weapons. Targeting lasers painted the ground around Mara. "Well," a judge muttered, "at least now it's over." But Mara didn't run. She just picked up her flamethrower again. "Cadet," a judge barked. "That unit is rated against." "I know," Mara cut him off, already moving. She aimed not at the automaton's chest, but at the ground right in front of it. Fire bloomed again, not as an attack, but to change the terrain itself. The sand fused into glass. The automaton's stabilizers sank as it lost traction. Its cooling system screamed warnings. Mara advanced, using short, controlled bursts, her face lit by the firelight. Armor can reflect energy. It cannot reflect heat. The automaton staggered as its internal temperature skyrocketed. Circuit housings warped. A final, precise burst turned its knee joint into slag. It toppled over with a deafening crash. The arena alarm blared. Target neutralized. The judges were all standing now. One whispered, "They told her to improvise." Another answered, his voice trembling slightly, "She didn't improvise." They all looked at the smoking sand, the melted metal, and the stunned crowd. She remembered. Later, in the medical bay, a senior instructor approached her. "Cadet Ortiz," he said carefully, "do you understand why the rest of the galaxy finds this unsettling?" She looked up from cleaning soot off her gloves. "Because you forgot what humans are good at." "No," he said. "Because you did that in 12 seconds. Mara considered this, then smiled. "We're slow," she said. "Right up until we're not." And somewhere deep in the Academy's system logs, the trial parameters were quietly updated. Next revision: prohibit access to flammable materials. Human cadets accepted because everyone knew better now. If you tell a human to improvise a weapon, you'd better be ready for fire. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. See you next time.